Hello. Well, thank you very much. So AiM is bringing to market a unique, compact surgical robot that allows real-time MRI imaging during neurosurgery procedures. So many neurosurgery procedures require precise delivery of needle-like instruments to specific anatomical targets in the brain. So this includes neurostimulator electrodes for, let's say, Parkinson's disease, which is our beachhead market, thermal ablation and biopsies for treating brain cancers, and drug delivery for all the latest and greatest in stem cell therapy and gene therapy. The problem with these procedures today is that they're lengthy, they're very traumatic to the patients, they require specialized teams and not just surgery, but also anesthesiology and neurology. They can have inconsistent outcomes, and most importantly, they lack the ability to have intraoperative confirmation to make sure you did the procedure the way you anticipated. As a result, 34% of patients need reoperations, and then because of that, only about 15% of good eligible patients that should be doing these procedures actually opt for it for reasons that we can address. So our approach couples real-time MRI imaging during the surgery with specialized robotics that are compatible with the MRI environment so they can be used during real-time imaging. This overcomes significant problems that result due to inaccuracies and inefficiencies with the current techniques. And our approach, it guarantees that these procedures are done right with optimal targeting, despite the motion that can and does happen inside the brain during these procedures. There really is a large market for this. Just in the neuro applications that we're targeting with our initial device that we're bringing to market, the TAM is $4.3 billion just in the US. So typical procedures, whether they're done with a classical metal frame that hasn't changed in decades or the most modern surgical robots that go in the operating room, they all have the same fundamental limitation that they're localizing relative to the skull. This does not account for the motion that happens inside of the skull during a surgical procedure. So if you look at what's out there, these traditional frames and surgical robots that work in the operating room, and then there's systems that can work inside the MRI that are slow, very expensive to operate, very inconvenient, and don't have the access that you need, but they're manual devices, but they do leverage intraoperative MRI. So we're really the first company out there to have a viable solution to take advantage of the best of both worlds that provides situational awareness, very familiar workflows, direct imaging of the target anatomy during the surgery, rapid setup in any operating room or MRI scanner, minimal target-to-target time, which is important for drug delivery, and no patient transfers. We have 5 issued patents, 12 active patent families. We're in real discussions and preparing partnership agreements with key strategic partners. We've been speaking with potential acquirers and investors. We have an accelerated 510(k) pathway through the FDA. This is going to expect approval likely mid to late next year with product launch by the end of next year. We have a really all-star team that's moving this company forward at an accelerated pace. We have pioneers that lead the field in MRI guide interventions, medical imaging, robotic surgery, innovation in neurosurgery. A number of them had successful exits in past related ventures. So combined, we have tremendous experience in the engineering, the business, and the clinical side to make this a reality. We're on an accelerated path to market. As I said, it's going to be a 510(k) approval. We expect to have a product launch by next year. Hospitals will buy this because there's a very strong value proposition, as well as substantial support from the surgeons. We can bring in revenue from equipment sales, recurring service, and per procedure consumables. AiM's raised $6 million to date. We just completed a thorough due diligence process with the Kretsu Northwest, of which the majority of the due diligence team members have invested already. We're currently raising a $6 million Series A to get us to the key clinical milestone of human data. This unlocks our next funding round and investment from the corporate VCs. Currently, we have convertible notes open with a 20% discount and 30% warrant coverage, leading into our A round equity financing round. So I want to thank you very much. I hope to see all of you in the breakout room for AiM Medical Robotics. And if you note interest on the surveys, we will send you a link to a Q&A session that we're hosting next Tuesday at noon. Thank you very much.